Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Crypto Morning Coffee. I have my coffee locked and loaded, ready to go, and we are going to talk about some very interesting news. We are going to talk about the economic headwinds that we are seeing for crypto, for the broader crypto market, but also affects Ecomi and Veve and Bitcoin, obviously. But we are also going to see who cares and who doesn't care about those economic headwinds that we're seeing in front of us, because there are some, let's say, massive billionaires that are just stacking and stacking. And we are going to take a look at some altcoin news, some bigger altcoin news, for Chainlink and for Ripple. So all of that right after the intro. So, good morning to all of you. Tito 420 is already here. Good morning to you and the others that are already in here. Please smash up the like button right now in the beginning so that we can get a little bit more people in here for this morning stream. It's the freaking Friday, so weekend is in front of us. This means we are in a good mood, and Cat 216, good afternoon from Australia. Hey, maybe in the afternoon you can also have a crypto afternoon coffee then. That could be correct. And yeah, so guys, make sure to smash up the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Tick the little bell if you want to get notified about this live stream or other videos that I put out. And if you want to become a rare hodler, then you can join the brothers behind me, my rare hodlers, by becoming a channel member and supporting me monthly. You know that we do not take any channel sponsorships, like shitty coin shilling and stuff like that. Instead, you are sponsoring the channel. But anyways, for everyone who wants to do that. But let's jump right into the news and see here that Charles Delgado is also here. Yo, what's up from the State Island, New York? There we go. Greetings to New York, Australia, and around the world. And let's talk about headwinds. It's going to be a little bit, let's say, headwindish, windy in the beginning of the stream, but I'm sure you will come out bullish in the end. So yeah, also I'm going to really force myself to bring up timestamps this time. So if you're watching this afterwards, first of all, let me know in the comments below what you think about it, and then secondly, use the timestamps to find your favorite topics. Good morning, Felipe. What is going on? You're here every time. You really want a veterans medal, right? So hopefully there will be the possibility to give out veterans medals for streams in the Veveverse. Green Lantern is here. Dr. Knut from Heidelberg. Thank you and good morning to you. Now, persistent macro headwinds could delay Bitcoin bull market, says ARK Invest, and gives us some examples where we are going to right now. But basically, they are also saying, like we did in the last streams already, long-term bullish, short-term bearish. Despite ARK's bullish view on Bitcoin, which is supported by its research on how the fusion of Bitcoin and artificial intelligence could transform, and so on, the investment firm doesn't foresee a straightforward path for a Bitcoin bull run given the current macro conditions. In their newsletter, ARK cites several reasons for its less than optimistic scenario for cryptocurrencies, including interest rates, gross domestic product estimates, unemployment, and inflation. So these are the, let's say, the headwinds. One point is that the Federal Reserve is implementing a restrictive monetary policy, as we have already seen. And they are using basically a chart, as you can see here, which is the natural rate of interest versus the Fed's fund policy rate. And whenever this is above the line, basically, that is a let's say a negative environment for the economy and specifically for risk on assets. So you see here, it's not much time that this usually spends above. And here we see all of the Januaries of like in 10-year steps. By the way, do you see this massive head and shoulders here on the interest rate? That is insane. And then we also had a massive collapse there, but that was before Bitcoin. Bitcoin only exists since this black bar here, and or this gray bar, and basically that's the end of a recession, right? So no, somewhere here, right? Is like the end of the recession. So basically, the gray bars are all of the recessions, and we see whenever we top above, also when we spike above, or when we are above, then, or in the end of being above, as we see here, there is a recession. Okay, so the natural rate of interest is a theoretical rate at which the economy neither expands nor contracts. ARC explains that whenever this indicator exceeds the federal funds policy rate, it puts pressure on lending and borrowing rates. So the analysts also focused on the divergence between real gross domestic product production and GDI, which is the income. According to the report, GDP and GDI should closely align, as income earned should equal the value of goods and services produced. However, the most recent data shows that the real GDP is approximately 3% higher than the real GDI, indicating that downward revisions in production data should be expected. Now, that's also not so good for the economy. So here we see non-farm payroll revisions, and we see that that we have here again recession, and when you have a negative clump of these original data releases, then that's not so good for the economy. So this is the second headwind. And then we have stagflation as the third one. Is usually bearish for risk on assets, and this is where we come into play, right? Because Bitcoin and crypto, that's a risk on assets. So another bearish development to keep an eye on is the stagflation. The writers highlight the reversal of a year-long trend of price discount driven by increased consumer spending, referencing the Johnson Red Book Index, which encompasses over 80% of the official retail sales data compiled by the US Department of Commerce. It becomes clear that total same-store sales rebounded in August for the first time in 12 months, suggesting that inflation may be exerting upwards pressure. So there we go. We have basically the total change. The discounted is the black one. The total is the purple one, and then we have the department change, right? So and we have this tick up here in the first two. So according to them, that metric suggests an ongoing macroeconomic uncertainty could continue in the coming months. However, it does not provide a clear answer regarding how cryptocurrency investors might react if this trend confirms lower economic growth and higher inflation. Well, if this growth concerns, in my opinion, if this confirms higher inflation for a prolonged period of time, that would also mean that probably the Fed is going to do more rate hikes, and that would hinder the market coiling up, or even let it drop lower from here. The big question is only how long can the Fed do this to the markets, because we have already seen when they were aggressively hiking, banks were going under, and they cannot afford major banks going under, because then they have to print money to bail them out, and that's the adverse effect. So they will try to hold it stable as long as possible, and what we want to see is that inflation is still sitting at 3% while holding. Now, we will see that in the coming months, but this all is a little bit of, let's say, they are in the mix, or they are in between. How do you say this in the US or in English? Between a rock and a hard place, something like that. So they're in trouble, the Fed, because they don't know how to maneuver. The economy is not strong enough to withstand more rate hikes in a short period of time. The labor market is now, let's say, weaker, which is a good thing for them, but still, if inflation ticks up significantly now, they have to act, and that would be a disastrous. But let me tell you that some people don't care. The only assets in Mexican billionaire Richard Salinas' liquid portfolio is Bitcoin, MicroStrategy, Bitcoin miners, and so on. So very interesting here. Let's listen to himself, because I mean, what does it count if Patient Hodler with his channel gets bullish, if you can have a billionaire that is getting bullish, right? So yeah, let's look at this here together.
In the liquid part of the portfolio, I now opted to, I basically just have Bitcoin, MicroStrategy, 4 or 5 miners, some oil companies, and some gold miners. That's it. In the liquid.
Whoops, forgot to turn on the microphone. So you heard him, you heard the man. He is laughing at it because probably he is like, he knows that he is in front of many other people, and he knows that it sounds weird to say that most of his liquid portfolios in Bitcoin and MicroStrategy, which is just another form of investing in Bitcoin, and then 5 Bitcoin miners, which is another form of investing in Bitcoin by taking profits on the profits when the miners are selling into this, and then the oil companies and the gold miners. Now, the gold miners are profitable when they can sell gold, and usually they are selling gold in a high phase when everyone is speculating on somewhat in the future there's a downturn and everyone tries to buy a little bit of gold. But overall, this is an industry recovery and a risk-averse strategy in a sense, right? Because I mean, Bitcoin, he knows that Bitcoin will go up in with the next quantitative tightening liquidity cycle, right? MicroStrategy will boom then, and miners will start selling Bitcoins to make profits. So he will be profiting on all of this. And when the economy comes back, there will and oil companies are selling more oil, even higher prices, because if they are not ramping up when the economy comes back, there will be a bottleneck, or price bottleneck will shoot up even more, and prices are high right now. Oil companies are making a killing. So I think that's more or less the reason why he is in that. But not enough with that. There is another billionaire that wants to explain why he is so bullish on Bitcoin. So let's listen to this guy as well. And by the way, guys, if you like this, if you like listening to opinions and stuff like that, please smash up the like button for me. We have some 15 people in here, so please smash up the like button right now as hard as you can. While we are listening to this guy, you can go out of the window and smash the like button. Thanks for the like, really appreciate it.
So Bitcoin is the only economic entity where supply is unaffected by the demand. So even with gold, if gold, which is $1,800 today, if gold goes to $18,000, there will be a lot more gold mined, because mines that are unprofitable will become profitable. Only 21 million Bitcoin can ever be created, or close to it. It doesn't matter if Bitcoin is 100,000 or 20 million, there's only going to be that many of them. All you have to really believe is that the demand for Bitcoin will grow faster than 1.5%, over the next number of years, and the price inexorably will go up. So Bitcoin is
Yeah, so basically, I think bottom line here is that he just did the math on the absolute hard capped scarcity plus the rising demand, and that's how they think, right? These people do not think in, oh my God, if it goes from 25 to 22,000, then something happens in the next 2 months and we're in the negative. No, they don't care. They just buy more because they have done the math, and that's valid for them. That math is valid for them also throughout the cycles. They did the math and they look at the ups and downs, and they take profit and they buy more, and that's how they play the cycle. In the very macro, they are not the people that get shaken out in the end. If ever, they are the people that can make people drop out if they want to, because they have such massive holdings. But I doubt that these guys are really the first ones. So with that all said, with the headwinds and the billionaires, let's just look at some very simple math once again, and where we are in this cycle, right? So you see here Bitcoin over the past years, with the last bear market, the 2 bull markets away, last bull market, and so on. And there are just 4 phases. Distribution is basically when the weekends are selling, or profit taking basically starts it, and then weekends are selling. Technical reversal and uptrend, we have just seen this, right? Here is number 2. Technical reversal and uptrend. And then number 3, a broadening wedge, basically, a megaphone to the downside, so to say, redistribution and reaccumulation. And we have the same going on right now. And look at this, we are at the bottom line of that. Maybe there's a millimeter or something left, but we also bounced right here today, and then you come up, and somewhere you come out of this megaphone, but that in this chart that would be a couple of months away, right? But you come up, and then you head into the bull run, in the parabolic phase. And that coincides with the indicators that we are looking each and every time. Green Lantern says amount of gold is finite too. Yes, but we don't know how much there is still in the earth. And what he's saying, what that billionaire is saying, is that if you do not have demand, they are not mining more gold, right? But if you do have demand, they are mining more of the gold, where we do not know how much there is left. So the price is evolving on what's in the economy right now, plus what the estimate at the moment is. But let's say the gold price shoots up 20x, then the efforts will be to find many more gold mines, and many more gold mines will open up. But with Bitcoin, we already know what's the end play, right? And then you have to think one step more. First of all, what about deep space? What about space asteroid mining? Because technically we already know that there are asteroids with a gold core. We know that there are entire planets that more likely than not also have gold. So technically, if you would go in a solar system space era, or even interstellar era, right, which is outside of the scope of our lifetimes, I mean, you would have unlimited amounts technically of gold, but Bitcoin mathematically and electronically, and so you will not go to another planet and find more Bitcoin, right? So I know that this is a long shot. It sounds more like from fiction, but who knows when we will be ready. As far as I know, in Luxembourg and somewhere else, if you Google that, there are already deep space asteroid mining companies that are gearing up for that age. So yeah, something like that. I mean, it sounds like futuristic vision, but then again, tell someone from 1995 who just has a beeping modem into the internet that we are having this type of smartphones with mobile internet on our way, and using augmented reality to look at collectibles, right? So that was just 20 years ago. Or 30 years ago, if you may. So a lot can happen in that sense. But technically, you are right. There are resources that are very scarce, but I think they are not so transparent and not so easily obtainable. Where is the why? Oh yeah, okay. So next one. This is, and I want to really use this today to also look a little bit at psychology, because we cannot get fudded out. What happens right now in this sideways phase, in this redistribution and there is a reason that this is called redistribution and reaccumulation phase, because even though there are people who have not been shaken out here and were tough enough to handle this situation in the big crash, they get shaken out here in this mega sideways market, because right now the psychological effect is probably the crypto market is not coming back, because this time is different, because Bitcoin has never seen a recessive environment, Bitcoin has never seen the war, and Bitcoin has never seen I don't know what. And this is why it's called redistribution, because they are like making back some of the losses, and then they want to sell and move and go away, or they have to basically sell because the economic environment, because they got dragged on economic environment. This is nothing to laugh about, but it is happening. So let's not make that mistake, and let's not redistribute our holdings. Let's go more into reaccumulation, maybe. Not financial advice. You do whatever is in accordance with your financial situation and capabilities, but for me, this is where I want to reaccumulate and pick up what is being redistributed before that upwards run, right? And that's where we are in the psychology cycle. So basically, what Rational Root did here is that from the beginning and inception of Bitcoin, this is basically curving outside through the different market phases. And if you look at this, we are, according to him, in the phase of stagnation. So what's written upside down here is where people are claiming in that phase, this is a suckers rally. So that is the disbelief rally. And I think that is very, very accurate, because if you look at YouTube and you look at some of the technical analysis channels and some of the other channels, they are really claiming that this is a bear market rally and that the bear market is going to continue. And that we have only seen the false bottom. If you want an example, go to Crypto Savvy channel and watch the TA of him. He is claiming that Bitcoin is going to 3,500, that we are in a bubble pop, and that this is a suckers rally. He's literally using the same words as they are in this phase. And before we had this enduring phase, where we are like, this is going nowhere. And somewhat these phases are a little bit interconnected, and you have both of the statements still when you are coming from one in the other, right? But or you look at the depression phase, right, where we had our bottom probably. It's like, I'm an idiot for investing in that. And if you have enough family members that are not so experienced in the crypto space, not saying that I'm the super experienced one, but what I want to say is like less, that are not dealing with this every day, you literally listen to like people that have been holding on to some altcoins that they liked in the bull market are now like, I'm an idiot for investing in them right now. And this is how this cycle really shifts, right? So now the next stage that we are headed into here in a couple of months is this rally will fail like before. So this is all the disbelief phase, right? And then you have the doubt: is this halving priced in? Is the halving priced in already, right? And then hope a recovery is possible. Yeah, this is going to happen. So this happened every time, and the price is just going up, because here you see the price scale in this thing, and it's going up. And another way of looking at it is, where is it? I have pulled it up here. There we go. We are going to the other one as well in a second. But look at this. This is another way to look at it, how the cycle is. And I have to get out of the way to get this to you. So there we go. Disbelief rally, right? This is a suckers rally. And the depression was, my retirement money is lost. How can we pay for all this new stuff? I am an idiot. And before that, we had an anger phase. Why did the government allow this to happen? And so on. We saw this. You only have to look at social media, at some YouTube channels and so on. They literally act according to this. Even in the bull run, right? Everyone was a genius. They're like, I'm a genius, we're all going to be rich. And then bam, we just need to cool off for the next rally. This is literally what everyone was saying, potentially including me, because I've just started that YouTube channel in that time, right? But everyone was saying, we just need to cool off for the next rally. That super cycle is coming, and so on, right? So these are very accurate in the market cycles. And at the moment, the narrative is this is a suckers rally. And now we look at what becomes after this is a sucker rally, right? What comes after is this here. Here's disbelief. Here is the disbelief rally. And after that comes a recovery is possible. And then we have this prolonged little coming up into the halving, and then optimism. This rally is real, and then believe. Time to get fully invested, where we are already halfway. No, it's not. It's not time to get fully invested. Time to get fully invested is already over when this happens. When everyone is saying that that's already over. Time to get fully invested for me is now, because I mean, I have the conviction, right? So it's not for, maybe for you it's not, and it's fine. It's fine to get in here and take only the run, but then we have to take profit here when everyone is completely euphoric. So when people are like, I'm a genius, we're going to all be rich, and I will buy more on margin, gotta tell everyone to buy, when everyone, their little degen cousin, their mother and their grandmother are in Bitcoin and everyone is talking about this, then it's time to get out. That's not the phase right now. We are in recovery, and we are on this channel. We are going to help each other to take profits. Right. That will be the most important job that we, as a patient hodler community here, we help each other to take profits, because that's harder than hodling. Take profit is harder than hodling. So here's another one, because we see here in the Bitcoin RSI along the cycle that we have this pullback that also happened in the last run. We have the pullback, and from there we should be heading into the rally, right? So, and Plan B says, funny how everybody buys at 60K, but nobody buys at 20K or even 30K. Guess we'll have to wait until yellow swing traders and red VC and angel investors. So, and then someone accused him, well, they bought at 60K because you said it was going to 500K, which is somewhat true. His stock to flow model suggested that range. But then again, also Plan B says, well, they bought at 20K in 2017 and 1K in 2013, and I wasn't around. So that's also true. So typical market psychology says people are buying the top when they have never been through a run. And I know people who bought the top, and they are waiting obviously for things to come back, right? Let's talk a little bit about altcoin news, because I promised you some news about altcoins. So here's the first one. Chainlink's key shark tier that holds between 10 and 100,000 link has been on an accumulation spree. So we see this here, 98 new wallets holding 10 to 100,000 link since September 3rd, a rapid plus 3.2% rise. So whales and sharks are getting ready for altcoins also to turn around, right? And they are accumulating right now. So once again, this market, every one of the normals, so to say, is saying is like, this is a suckers rally and it's going down. But the whales, the sharks, the billionaires, they're all buying. So what do we want to do? Billionaire mentality, or are we going to FUD and fuck around since we don't know what's going on directly? No, I will look at this and say, look, 10,000 Chainlink, that's way off of what I can pay, but maybe I can get some. and of Chainlink or whatever other altcoin, just to put myself into position for 10x gains, or I don't know how much, right? So there are now 3,127 wallets holding this level of coins, making it the highest amount since December 3, 2022. They have added 9.6 million worth of link in only 3 days. That is what is happening here. So 0.154% of the entire supply accumulated by 10 to 100k link wallets since September 3rd. Now here's the thing, link did go up only 1%. So these guys are accumulating in silence. And we know that this is happening everywhere because the billionaires that we just listened, they didn't pump the price. They just accumulated in silence. Bezosman on Veve, for example, is still accumulating, but also he is not pumping the prices on the collectibles, right? So this is what whales and sharks are doing. They are accumulating in silence. And then at some point, there's something kickstarting the market and pricing, and the rest fights over the leftovers, the breadcrumbs. The second one is Ripple, because I think Ripple cannot be discarded. Let's look at this. Ripple's CTO drops hints about IPO and SEC settlement at upcoming NYC event. And I mean, if Ripple goes IPO and has a complete settlement with the SEC, then this is big, right? So the crypto community is abuzz with speculation as Ripple prepares to celebrate its legal victory over the US regulator. All eyes are on the company plans to unveil at their upcoming New York City gathering. So basically, here's what they are probably doing: announce an end to its legal tussles with the US Securities and Exchange Commission, share plans for an initial public offering, IPO. This would be insane, would be big. Even if you're not so much into Ripple, we have been rooting for Ripple. We have been covering it for 1.5 years or so. And obviously this would be good for the entire altcoin space if this was to happen. Witness XRP breaking its previous price record, reaching $3.84. I don't know if this will happen, but it could be happening. Host a humorous episode with SEC chairman Gary Gensler. That's just what someone says is a conservative prediction. So don't take this seriously, because it's a joke, right? It's a joke, but I think people are speculating really. So what's not a joke, I think, is this one here. Share plans for initial public offering, because I think there's nothing funny about this to do this, so people would get bullish. So yeah, that is happening. Okay, now let's look at the markets, how we are feeling at the moment. Top 100. Let's look at the day, because on the day this is the month. Let's look on the day. So for the day, some altcoins are making a little bit of a, let's say, it's weird that Hex is still in the top 100, for example, right? But yeah, there are a lot of altcoins that are in the green right now. That is good, but if you look at the weekly, it's mixed, and if you look at the monthly, everything is red still. So are we in a, obviously we do not have a red day, but are we still in a possible altcoin accumulation territory? Yes, of course, right? Yes, of course. Although that when Bitcoin rallies, probably altcoins will bleed even more into Bitcoin. So there are a lot of good projects here: Polygon, Matic, Arbitrum, Phantom. Potentially there is a Solana comeback, right? We don't know. Polkadot minus 15% on the month. Render has been pumping a lot. Chile is minus 22%. So it's a lot of good projects in the top 100 that is in the red right now. And if you look at the year, obviously 700% Casper rally, 345% Injective Protocol. So there are some of the coins that are already tremendously pumping year over year. That doesn't mean that they haven't been down before, like Maker, but they have been recovering quite a bit. But then if you look at the year, 70% down Chili's, 45% down Ada. So these are solid projects that are still much down very by a lot. Atom, for example, is something that I'm looking to buy more. Yo, Jordan, what is going on? How are you doing, man? We were just being bullish here on the Bitcoin, on the entire thing. So there we go. Short to midterm, though, as we said before, sold all my OMI for bump. Jokes, calm down. Yeah, I don't know if anyone at this point would believe you that you would have sold your OMI unless you made a tremendous killing. So here is why we have a little bit of a better day. The DXY is coming down a little bit. And obviously what we want to see is a downward trajectory where we have no indication whatsoever at the moment. We have this uptrend. We broke this downtrend, and now we're more or less looking at a downtrend that looks like this. That would be a good point to reverse so that we can have a downtrend that looks like this. Although there is no real confirmation yet, so we do not draw this line yet, but we will want to see that this not only retests here but falls through, right? That's what we want to see for the dollar so that we can start pumping. Bitcoin. I mean, we had a green day, or we had a green day until now, but I mean, it's so small if you look at this. And this is the daily chart, right? But we had a little bit of a green day. But it's nothing to get excited about yet, unfortunately, for the short term. And we're talking short term, right? But if you look at this green day is not even visible anymore, right? If we get our lines massacre in here, which is looking a little bit messy, but it has to. And who is here every day is doing this with me. There's just nothing. We have basically bounced here in this area, but unless we are really going on a prolonged upwards trend, we are not sure if we are still collapsing. Because just to repeat quickly, we have this head, shoulders, head, shoulder, down, right? We have this shoulder, head, shoulder, down, right? Inverse cup, handle, down. So everything points at more downside, but could be also here a liquidity trap to the upside and then going down. It could also be that we were just doing some fake out to kick out some leveraged longs or something like that, and then coiling up. We don't know. And yes, some people, oh, by the way, 25 people here, guys. I've not seen that. Smash up the like button right now, please, for me. Let's get some more people in here. But leveraged longs and so on. So in these short terms, markets tend to try to kick out market participants that are very sure. And some people are saying, hey, you are saying it could either go up or down. Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying, because we are just analyzing what is more likely than not to happen. And more likely than not, we are looking at one more shakeout here or something like that, a wick down it could be, before we continue an upwards trajectory, right? Yeah, smash that like, destroy it. Yeah, there we go. Let's do that. That is what is happening, in my opinion. So we are still looking how this plays out. However, we cannot neglect that this is in general an uptrend, right? Still, until proven otherwise, and even if we are taking a trajectory through this here, I mean, that would be in a shorter term a downtrend already, right? Because higher low and lower low. But on the long run, this would be still an uptrend, right? If we do something like this. Anyways, that's it for that one. Nasdaq is really taking the curve here. So this is not good, obviously. because that means that there's potentially a longer down run coming. And if Bitcoin is looking at that, Bitcoin could be, if Bitcoin is correlating with that, Bitcoin could be in trouble for the short to midterm. What's up, fam? What's up, Veve Wheels? How are you doing? We are going to jump over Bitcoin dominance and come to Ecomi, because we're already 40 minutes in. So let's talk about Ecomi a little bit and where we are. Jordan is here in the right time. So Ecomi, we are anticipating. Okay. So Ecomi is coming up a little bit, but we have to see if this is already the continuation or if this is a bearish retest, right? And here, so look at this. We were anticipating this downside when we lost this level, because we would have liked, obviously, a bounce and continuation on this, but we were severely overbought. So we lost this level, and now we could have a bearish retest here. Bearish in the very, very short term, right? Don't get me wrong, this is still an uptrend now, but we could still come down to a level like this and find our next, let's say, our next support down here. So we will have to see, but it looks look at where the wick is, and this line is drawn in since, I don't know, since up here, right? So this wick hit perfectly this line, and now we are coming back. So if you look at this from a shorter time frame, let's see if there is anything. Yeah, so you wicked and you dropped, right? So that's basically what happened. So be careful with your entries, but we could still get lower prices and another chance to buy more. Hell yeah, selling my car and house for Omi. I'm not an addict, I promise. No, you're just a degenerate, but that's fine. We love you. Also, guys, if you don't know it yet, Jordan Rees has an amazing YouTube channel where he hosts around the Veveverse with all of the people from the fam that he can get, and has something like a weekly talk show. I think it's always on Mondays. Jordan, tell them. And sometimes there are people like Ecomi Rees, or David Yu is probably someday coming to around the Veveverse. So very recommended to subscribe there and to watch these around the Veveverse. I've been a guest a couple of times already, and it was always a very amazing talk. It was always fun discussion. So yeah, make sure to check out Jordan's channel. Riz Rocks, what do you think is the next support level? Here, where I put the target. So something like this, where it's a little bit noisier, could be where we find support. But we have to see if that holds, right? If we come back to that. And if some degenerate bull is dropping $1 million into it, then we might not even see this target. But just from the indicator perspective, I mean, the RSI is sitting at 50, like at 55. The measured RSI is like at 60, so it's still somewhere closer to overbought. And I could really see us to come to this level somewhere here, right? Where we have that price target. Yeah, that's basically it for Ecomi. So let's look at what's new at Veve. So Veve has announced a massive drop weekend, because at Veve. Oh, what is that? I've not even seen that. So we are planting ourselves on the couch to watch these. Who's in? I am Groot. Okay, so apparently, Season 2 Groot is coming out. The collectibles are on Veve. There are sweepstakes. Don't forget to participate to win some collectibles. And we are having the Pink Panther and the Lamborghini coming up. So we did not yet look at the Lamborghini, but this is Lambo, right? So I think it's just Guys, the potential the potential of this app in the bull run is so insane because I mean everyone's like, remember the last bull run, everyone was like, yo, VeChain for Lambo, Chainlink for Lambo, like every altcoin was for Lambo. And if you are the NFT project that has the Lambo, you're probably like, oh, Ecomi for Lambo. You literally will be able to use your Ecomi to get more Lambos. But here we go. We have the license by Automobili Lamborghini from Italia. And so it's going to cost 70. I like that they have a higher price because, I mean, it's Lamborghini. And there are 2,000 of those. And then, so there are... How many are of the common? Where is the common? Oh, that is the common. Okay, the uncommon is the first with 2,000. Then you have, because there cannot be a common Lamborghini, is clear. 1,500 editions for the blue one, the blue Nova. And then we have the ultra rare with only 999. And then there's the black Lamborghini, 631 editions. Absolutely amazing. Nero Pagazzo metallic. Wow. So that is going on. Lamborghini drop number 3 already. We had the last drop was the Diablo, and obviously car fans will now see, damn, they are just bringing everything on Veve. Amazing, right? So that's what we want to see. Car fans will know about Veve, and yeah, that's really good. Yeah, let's see here. 6 p.m. EST Mondays. Thanks for the shout out, PH. You're welcome, man. Reese the man. Hey bro, did you manage to look at elephant money as you mentioned you would? Not yet. I'm sorry, I couldn't get to it because work is just absolutely crazy at the moment. I'm happy that I'm here today in the morning, because usually it's like that. I'm coming back from work late. I do some nutrition and food stuff by cooking. Then I am sitting down and prepare the live stream, and then I go to bed. So unfortunately, I have not yet looked at it, but I will. Take note for elephant money. Promise. Let me just take a note here that I look at it, because you are very persistent with your request. So elephant money, and let's see what this is. I'm just taking a note. Okay, there we go. Okay, Veve Wheels says, I can see that. Jordan Riss says, thank you, appreciate the love. FYI, I don't come here to farm engagement, just to support PH and have fun with you guys. I think, Jordan, I think no one believes that you are engagement farming on my channel, because you have been here so many times and I've not given you a shout out, and you're still here and doing the bull stuff. So I'm pretty sure that everyone knows that you're just enjoying the stream. So there we go. JKRB says, hey PH, and Jordan says he loves the Lambos, but you also love the Teslas. Yeah, and then don't forget that there is the Pink Panther, which is an absolutely amazing drop. We have looked at the article yesterday together, but it's Sunday, so Sunday is the 10th of September where we have this. And once again, I mean, like, this is amazing. They should do this more often, that you have like real, like, this collectible statues mixed with animated collectible. So this way, basically, you cannot lose on the drop, right? Because this is like the jackpot. This is amazing, and this is cool because animated sound and Pink Panther, right? You cannot lose. So I like that a lot, and it's only 30 gems, so people will take part in this drop, because I think that's where everyone can. Yeah, Veve Wheel says, I want the UR Pink Panther. But yeah, because it looks worth so much, right? Because of this metallic chrome thing. That's amazing. Oh, hey Jordan, that wouldn't have been necessary, man. $5 Australian for the Lambo fund. Okay, understood. Thank you very much. only 1 million to go. But thank you very much for the donation. Really appreciate that. Now everyone thinks that you're paying me for the engagement. But that's what's happening. No, I really appreciate this, Jordan. Thank you so much for the $5 here. So yeah. Maris Vogel says, all good, brother. I know life can get busy. Yeah, extremely busy. 10th of September is my birthday. Oh, we're 2 days off from your birthday. Unfortunately, fortunately for you, that's a Sunday, right? But then, and then also what I can tell you guys already is that on Monday I will not be able to make the morning stream because I have to be at a work-related thing so early in the morning that I will not be able to get the stream out unless I wake up like at 4 in the morning, which I really do not want, or in the night better, which I really do not want to do, and I have a very, very important presentation on that time. So Monday there will not be a morning stream, unfortunately, but Tuesday, and then Marius, I will have to give you my regards if I don't forget on Tuesday. So at least then I will have time during the weekend to oh my god. Jordan, what's going on? You cannot give me the donations, guys. You have to put it into Omi so that you can make price go up, make number go up, right? But thank you, man. Thank you for the second $5 paying for engagement. Oh my god. This is going to be is this going to be a meme now? No, we're not engagement farming here. But yeah, sorry having too much fun. Yeah, me too. And if that's the level of fun, like that we're just throwing money at each other, then yeah, you guys are both good listening. Thank you, Adam. Appreciate that. Good to see you, Adam. And yeah, absolutely amazing. Obviously, I think we need more. We need another stream where Foster can tell me I told you so. Yeah, but I would be also. I'm really looking forward to see David Yu on your stream, Jordan. If that's happening, I don't know. But we know from. I think we know from that Randy stream that Randy recommended yours to David Yu, right? So that would be great. That would be awesome. But anyways, so that was the Pink Panther. So let's just look at the drop dates here. So this is actually Saturday. So the Sunday drop was announced before. So you have Saturday, the Lambo, and Sunday the Pink Panther. So that's a total of 100 gems if you want to participate in both of them. So yeah, that is crazy. Jordan says, David, you and I have been emailing. Okay, so it's going on, guys. You know where you have to subscribe to know more about this. By the way, will there be around the Ecomiverse on the next Monday? Will there be a round where we can watch? Gotta try and lock him in on a date, though. He's super busy. Yeah, of course. I mean, you can imagine that what these guys are doing. I don't know how he has the time to hang out on streams, right? But yeah, that's for sure happening. Just a quick one here, because of the time also. I wanted to quickly show to you the muter scan. So even though there is no drop on Veve, and we have discussed this yesterday a little bit, but I really want to keep you updated here. Basically, we are seeing that even though there is no real big drop coming up, the wallets have been increasing once again. So yeah. Adam says, ask him when that Marvel Mighty's video game is coming out. Yeah, exactly. That's the stuff that we want to know. And also ask him if the graded Pokemon card that he had behind him a couple of months ago, if that has anything to do with Veve. just to trigger them. Yeah, so, and then I've mentioned this in the beginning because today we were all about whales not been affected by a sideways movement and stuff like that. Quickly, I just wanted to let you know that Bezosman is also not affected. He just keeps buying. And he has been buying some expensive stuff again. So he hasn't been buying that much. This site unfortunately takes the time to reload. But he has not been buying that much, but he has bought another 150 because yesterday he was at 25,140. So he has been buying actually 172 172 collectibles. And looking at Immutascan, I found this. He bought a Ghostbusters logo, for example. That's not cheap at all. And he has been buying a lot of like She-Hulk and a Kung Fu Panda and a Diablo Purple and a Simba and 2 Excelsior Stanleys and then some comics, right? So he has been buying. Let's see if there's more purchases. Yes, there is. An hour ago, he has been buying a Thor animated ultra rare. That's the ultra rare. Some Moon Knights. There's just no line. He's just buying. He has been buying this every day. Peter Pan flight poster. Snow White, Mr. Incredible, Nemo, more Golden Moment, Winnie the Pooh. I have to buy one of these, by the way, the Winnie Pooh, because then I have the full set of the duos. But look at this. There's just no line. This is not... This sounds bad, but I'm just saying this is just not collecting. This is just brutal, pure investment strategy, I think. Because, I mean, look at this. Then there is comics, and comics, and comics, and comics, and comics, and comics, and comics. This is just insane, right? This guy is just buying everything. Spider-Man hanging out, uncommon. And then we are at the Excelsiors that I mentioned before, right? But he just thought to himself, after buying a Ghostbusters logo and 20 collectibles, he should buy another 100 comics or so. And some Mighties, and I don't know what this is even. There are some things without metadata. So this guy is just... I don't know, probably, I think in a month or so, this guy should be reaching 30,000 collectibles. And he will be just out of everyone's reach. And if you see this, I don't know if there will be other whales that somehow pop up and will start accumulating in that sense. But if that happens, it will, yeah, we love Bezosman already. But you will not love him anymore if he dumps on the market. if he ends the bull run by taking profit, right? Yeah, but this is also why you have to take profit along the way, even on collectibles, if you have them double, right? But you also can see, I mean, on everything he's basically buying at least 2, and probably way more. But here you see he buys always 2. And he's just buying some stuff. I don't even want to know how many MCP points per day this guy is getting. There's no 10 million OMI that can make a difference for that. Probably has 10 million OMI in this. By the way, this is how this goes, right? So for example here, Nguyen is saying, all right, I spent $10,500 to buy 10 million OMI. Got 7.5 million converted and 3k ETH pending, 3 to 5 business day transaction hold, then convert to OMI. I'm now a collector homie, investor homie, and OMI homie. So this is how it goes, right? So this guy was mainly on Veve. Now he is an OMI homie with 10.5 million OMI. So this is how it sometimes happens. Yeah, and Mark D says, feel is convicted. That's absolutely right. Adam says, he's probably got the beta and building his own meta store ahead of us. Oh yeah, that's a very good call. It could be if Bezosman has Veveverse access though. They have to know who he is, right? And yeah, actually, they don't have to know the person behind it, but at least they will be talking to him. I think at this point in time, Vivi is in contact with Bezosman. So Jordan, if you're still here, this could be a question for David Yu, if he knows what this is, or better, do it like this. If you can talk to David on this, ask him the following first. Ask him, is there already a case where Vivi did a manual KYB, know your business? Do we already have one case on the app? Ask it in this way. And then if he says yes, because last time they say they would do it on a case-by-case basis individually, because obviously there are not so many businesses that you need to put out a KYB form yet interested in the space. Could it be that they made this for a business? That would be interesting. And then you can ask him as a follow-up. If he says yes, they did it, you can ask him as a follow-up, like, does Bezosman have something to do with this? But on the other hand, obviously, for all the theory around Bezosman, we know that it could be just a ETH whale that we know is also active on OpenSea under the name Bezosman and is more likely than not affiliate with the Bezojis and the Zoji NFTs. But that would be a good question, I think, for him. And maybe you want the patient hodler also on that stream, so I can ask that question. Anyways, Nico says, didn't Randy talk to him about this on channel? I could be wrong. Yes. Nico, you're right. Randy did talk about this, but he didn't specifically, I think, ask if there is already a case. Only how they do this, right? Or did he ask that? Yeah, Randy asked about Bezosman. He asked, if I recall it right, he asked if they know who Bezosman is, and David said they don't know who it is. But yeah, exactly. So here's the thing. David cannot say anything because if there is, this is the problem. If you ask specifically for Bezosman in the first place, David can't answer anything because he will probably have an NDA with, if that is a company. Then there will be an NDA and he cannot talk about it. Now, if you are asking only in general, if there is a case of KYB, then he can answer it because it doesn't fall under an NDA, right? So I think if you put the question out right, then we could get more information than if you're specifically asking about a specific user. Now, I think Randy did, yeah. I thought I have seen Bezosman minted the 50 gold logo. Yep, true. I would think the team gave it to him so they would know who he is, unless he bought it off someone that's been holding it this long. Yeah, and I think that could be I think there are two scenarios. So either he got a team airdrop after they knew who he was and after he was talking with them, or he bought an unredeemed code card, which is also very likely. I mean, let's face it, if I would have gotten a logo code card, I wouldn't have redeemed it. I would have probably sold it OTC to a whale who wants it. And if you can make a quick $10,000 for that, and you don't even know which mint you're getting, then this could be a nice little, this could be nice, right? So, yeah. Vivi knows who Bezosman is because of KYC. Yeah, for sure. If they want to look in the database, they know who that is, right? Who KYC'd, unless it's a business and they had to do KYB. Then they know who the business is, right? So yeah, it's a possibility. Technically, he could have, even an individual can use a legal entity to register instead of them, and then the legal entity is registered on a person. So something like a limited or so. That could be also possible. technically there is no limitation for a business to get involved with Veve collectibles. There's just not. They can do that if they want, right? So yeah. Yeah, more than likely. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, guys, that is how the homies get into the homies. So we're really excited. I hope you guys liked the stream today. We had almost 30 people in here this morning, so I'm really fired up because, guys, we're not even in a bull run. So I'm really looking forward to these times when in the morning. I mean, if I do an evening stream, I catch way more of the world, right? So then we have 80 to 100 people in the evening streams. So definitely we're looking forward to doing some more evening streams as well. Jordan is still coming to the channel. Jordan, by the way, if you're here, how about during the next week on my channel? Let's have a good talk somewhere, maybe Tuesday, just to agree on something. But yeah, maybe a Tuesday after you have put out your Ecomiverse or something like that. And yeah, so we will do the 200 million homie stream. But anyways, guys, make sure to smash up the like button on your way out. Please, everyone who didn't do it, please, please, please. It's so important. The YouTube algorithm does not understand any other language than likes and comments. So please let me know in the comments below afterwards what's going on. And yeah, I'm keen. Let's work it out. Let's go. Okay, so there is an evening stream coming up next week for sure. So guys, wherever you are on the world, have yourselves a great morning, evening, day, night, or afternoon. Enjoy your coffees, and I see you in the next Crypto Morning Coffee on Tuesday. Don't come at me on Monday. Where am I? I've said it here before, on Tuesday. So I see you on Tuesday. Hopefully there is a possibility to get some video out, but I don't know because I'm busy on the weekend. So